Well, still ahead, the numbers are just shocking. Human trafficking, a huge problem in San Diego. We're sitting down with a woman who was able to escape and also tell you about a walk where we're helping to raise awareness about this. Well, some startling statistics to talk about this morning. There are at least 3,000 trafficking victims right here in San Diego County each year. 80% of sex trafficking victims in this county are born here. This is not necessarily a border issue. And according to the DA's office, every high school has been affected by trafficking. So I know that's a lot of heavy information this morning, but now I want to introduce you to people who are doing something about this. Robin Warner is here from the Rock Church, along with survivor Natalie Jensen. Ladies, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
Natalie, I'm going to start with you. We were sort of chatting during the commercial break, and we used the words human trafficking. It's kind of a vague and vanilla term. People are really unsure about exactly what that is or how people are lured into this. Share a little bit about your story. How did this become a way of life for you?
It was a sexual trafficking. I don't like the term human trafficking because we need to know what it is.
Yeah.
And it started with me working a job at a mall. And I was groomed for 6 months without my parents knowing, without me knowing what was happening, to get into the life.
How old were you?
I was 16.
You were 16 years old, which unbelievable is the average age that women in this county, I shouldn't say women, kids are lured into this. Who was doing this to you? A customer or another worker?
They were other workers that worked in different places of the mall.
And how do you feel now? Now you can look back and now take a broader scope look at what happened. How were they doing this?
They were appealing to the fact that I was lost. I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel welcomed. I was extremely bullied in the high school and the grade school I went to, and I didn't feel accepted. And they provided that love and that acceptance that I needed.
Telling you how great you are and how beautiful you are.
Exactly. They taught me how to dress. They taught me how to do my makeup. It wasn't until then that I felt deserved, but it wasn't the right place.
And then when did it turn into something so dark?
Within 24 hours. Within 24 hours of being picked up on a bus, it turned into sexual trafficking.
And were they using you to make money?
Yes. I was not allowed to come home until I made a certain amount. Usually it was $500 to $1,000.
Wow. And how long did this go on for?
3 years. I was taken to Washington and to Las Vegas. I worked in Las Vegas as a 16-year-old, posing as a 21-year-old during the 80s.
That's just heartbreaking to hear. And what's shocking is you mentioned this happened during the 80s. The numbers are getting worse than this.
Well, I think the numbers have always been bad. We just haven't been paying attention to it.
We have not been paying attention to it, and now we're going to bring some attention to it thanks to a walk that's happening. And Robin, I'm going to bring you in on the conversation as well. You're from the Rock Church, but you're also a part of the church's anti-human trafficking ministry that's going on there. This is such a huge problem, not just across the country, but right here in San Diego, that we have to have something like a ministry to help these women.
Absolutely. So the Rock Church has this ministry that goes in and helps some of the community organizations, the nonprofits that are in our community already working on this issue. We're also looking at developing some curriculum, especially for boys, to teach them exactly what this is. We'd like to kill the demand end of this.
Absolutely. I mean, this really affects, it's not just a girl thing, it's not a female thing, this is an everybody thing. This is all walks of life, all families. Natalie, when I was reading your story, you came from a middle-class family with parents who loved you, but
yes,
that didn't stop this from happening to you.
No, I actually am from a very small town called Boring in Oregon. So there is none of this, there was no cable, there was none of this exposure around, so this was a shock.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the walk that's happening, Robin. It's coming up this weekend. It's called the Walk for Freedom.
So this walk is through an organization called A21, which stands for Abolish Slavery in the 21st Century. It's a global organization that has the same walk in hundreds of cities all over the world. And I got involved just wanting to walk, and I realized that San Diego, a city where this is such a big problem, didn't have a walk. And so I decided I should do something about that. So this will be our second year hosting. It's going to be this Saturday, registration at 8:30, leaving out of the Rock Church parking lot in East County.
And right there in El Cajon for people that want to get involved in this. Natalie, I want to bring it back to you here for a moment. Many families are raising teenagers, and we think that this is a somebody else's problem thing or a different part of the county thing. What could parents do to possibly even spot the early signs of this happening?
Stealing from your parents, not having access to a phone or ATM card, hanging around the people that you work longer than you should be, not coming home. There's just, and being teased at school, bullied at school is huge, but a lot of children don't share that with their parents. So we're in a time where we need to teach our youth to share what's going on with other people so we can help them.
As parents, we need to be a safe place for our kids, that they can come to us and tell us what's happening, and we need to educate ourselves on the proper way to react to that information so we can get them the help that they need.
Yes.
Right? I'm so glad that you made it through this.
I did.
You're sharing your story. You've really turned your life around.
I am a nurse now. I have a bachelor's degree. I have several degrees actually, but yes, I graduated from Point Loma Nazarene University. And so I am in nursing now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That brings tears to my eyes, because I just want people out there that may know somebody who's into this or have been a victim themselves, that there is hope.
There is hope. And reach out to us, please.
Absolutely.
We're here.
All right. The Rock Church's ministry, again, it's called the Anti-Human Trafficking Ministry. Ladies, thank you for sharing your stories and for being so brave.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you're doing as well. All right, Eric, we'll get back to you.
All right. Thanks, ladies.